So this week I had a thought, which is honestly kind of rare for me. I found this card called Blood of the Martyr while looking at some random commanders on EDHREC, and the first thing that came to mind was pairing it with Blasphemous Act. These two cards alone won't really do much aside from just removing yourself from the game, but what if we could actually do something with that much damage being done to you? What if we could, I don't know, send all that damage to someone else? After some intense researching and delving through a bunch of cards, I found a solution. We can't die from our own damage if we give Blasphemous Act lifelink. Thankfully, we got these 5 cards that could let us do something with all that damage. They all give instants and sorceries lifelink, which means that all the damage we just ate will gain right back at the exact same time and not lose the game. So what can we do with an absurd amount of life gained or lost? Most obvious idea is to use cards like Sanguine Bond, Enduring Tenacity, or Veto Thorn of the Duskrose, but those would only take out one other person unless we had multiple on board. Thankfully, there is a card called Viscopa Guildmage that lets us hit all opponents for the cost of 3 mana. Assuming there's enough creatures on board, this whole combo would only cost 7 mana to pull off, which isn't great compared to other combos, but who cares about being competitively viable? I want to do weird things that'll leave the whole table confused. So the next question is, how do we actually use this in a deck? Do we run token generation to make sure there's enough targets for Blasphemous Act? Do we just run basic Mardu life gain? Slap this stuff in there? Both are okay ideas, but how about expanding it to not just one silly win con, but 2 silly win cons? We also run this guy. We don't really care about his first or third ability. They're helpful, but not really what I'm looking for. I like this middle ability, the one that makes all of your advisors, artificers, and monks absolutely massive if you just ate and healed a ton of life. Out of those 3, I think that the monks probably provide the best support for what we got going on. From here, I kind of combined ideas from the life gain decks, like Firesong and Sunspeaker, and Judith Carnage Connoisseur, where you use these cheap 1 or 2 cost spells that deal damage to each of your opponent's creatures. Since you're now using a bunch of these little pinging spells, not only will you be gaining life because of these guys, but you will also be proccing some of the monk cards that have to do with casting multiple spells each turn. This will help us draw some more cards and make more tokens every turn. So with the bulk of the deck now being decided, the main goal is to play monks, go aggro and start swinging, drop some spells and gain life, potentially pinging it back and whittling everyone down, and then depending on the game, the board state, all that jazz, either use Blood of the Martyr to ping everyone for how much you just gained, or beef up your monk army and start swinging. As for the commander, I think Morophon the Boundless may be a good choice. When you play him, you can choose monks, and he will reduce the cost of all of our stronger monks, along with giving them all a slight power boost. Well, that's all I got for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If I missed any fun combos or weird interactions, or if you have any ideas or requests for future videos, please drop those down in the comments below.
See you later, stinky.